Hiya, I'm going to try and keep this really short today. I just thought to come on and talk briefly about tantrums. So, tantrums in our house are in full force at the moment. My experience that I wanted to draw upon was actually from yesterday. So, I planned on coming on yesterday evening, but with the way things were going, it just didn't happen. So, yesterday I'd made plans to see one of my really lovely friends and her little girl for a walk around the duck pond. The weather was looking really naff, so we put it back to 3 o'clock. So I'd had a lovely morning with Bobby. As lots of you will know from watching other videos, he's not been napping very well at the moment. So I thought, great, we'll pile in the car, we'll drive half an hour drive to playgroup, and then when playgroup finishes, we can go for a walk around the duck pond. Everything went to plan apart from he didn't nap in the car as I'd hoped. So when we got to playgroup, he was already really tired. But he had a lovely time at playgroup, played really nicely. By the end of playgroup, could really tell that he had enough. And at that point, I should have been a bit more sensible and taken him to the duck pond, but put him into his pushchair. I didn't. I decided to let him walk because my friend's little girl was going to be walking as well. And that was a decision I was basically just really regretted. Very, very rapidly started throwing himself on the floor, tantruming because I wouldn't let him go close to the edge where the water was. Just one thing after another. Eventually ended up me carrying him back to the car. So the rest of the walk was basically him chucking himself around in my arms like a salmon, trying every which way to escape. Welly boot flying off left, right and centre, screaming like a banshee, me trying to keep my cool whilst my friend's little girl was walking beautifully next to me and following instructions. Now, don't get me wrong, she would openly say that her little girl is just as bad at times. They tend to take it in turns, actually. So, you know, it's just one of those days where yesterday was my turn. But I know full well the reason he did it was because he was tired, and I'm trying really hard at the moment to remind myself that all these times when he's doing tantruming and he's, you know, getting cross and frustrated, it is because he's telling me something. So whether that be tiredness or hunger or, you know, whatever it may be. So I'm really trying to keep that in mind because it is completely happening all the time at the moment, and it is draining. So yeah, if you've got any funny tantrum stories, videos you want to share with us, then by all means do so. But if your child is really pushing your buttons of tantrums at the moment, just know you're not alone, because it is hard work and it's really hard to remain calm. I'm quite a patient person, but man, I feel like just screaming at him sometimes. And yeah, it feels really embarrassing, especially when it's in public, so it's not pleasant. But hey, tomorrow's another day, and who knows what that will bring. As I said, I'm keeping this one short, but my shout out today is actually for my mother-in-law, so I'm hoping she's listening. Not trying to gain brownie points or anything, but just wanted to say thank you for a lovely phone call earlier. She always knows how to make me laugh, and she's just always so thoughtful with her gifts. She's treated us all to a new Christmas jumper for Christmas Day, which is going to be amazing. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, she always thinks about everybody else and tries to make sure everybody's happy. On top of being a mum and a grandmother and a wife, and also being a care worker in a care home for elderly people. She doesn't get any credit for that, so thank you for the job you're doing. I know the people that you look after really appreciate it too, and thank you for just always looking after everybody else and doing your best to make us smile. So that's my shout out. Thank you for being you. Hope everybody's having a lovely day, and I'm going to call it time and cut it under 5 minutes. Woohoo, go me. Have a lovely evening, everybody. Speak to you all soon.